Vijayadashmi. I am Dr. Satyanarayanan from Avicii College of Arts and Science, Department of BCom Computer Applications. So now I am going to give you the awareness about the company law. First, definition of the term company. How do you define the term company? A company is a voluntary association of person. So actually voluntarily people will be forming as a group and then they will be starting a company, they will be starting a business. Voluntarily they will be forming as an association and then they will be starting a company. So as per the Companies Act 2013, all the activities that they will be doing. And then a company is an artificial person created by law. A company is an artificial person created by law which is having a perpetual succession and a common seal. We will be discussing everything later on. Now, a company is an artificial person created by law. A company has been created under the Companies Act 2013. So, it is an artificial person. And then, characteristics of a company. The first one here is separate legal entity. A company is an independent corporate existence separate from its members. So, an existence of the company as per the Companies Act 2013 is separated from its members. Members are distinct from the companies. Even though the members are holding virtually all the shares of the company, that particular person is different from the company only. Company is an artificial person. That particular members are considered as the none other than the shareholders of the companies. They are natural person who are not different from the company, who are distinct from the company. That is what is called a separate legal entity. Actually, whatever the money, whatever the property, everything belongs to the company only, not belongs to the shareholders of the company. Even though the shareholder is holding virtually all the shares of the company, shareholders may be the owners of the company. Even though if he is the owners of the company, he is different from the company. That is what is called as separate legal entity. As the name itself suggests that legal entity. Separate means company is separated from the owners of the business, and then legal means as per the law, business entity is separated from the members of the company. That is what is called as separate legal entity. And then limited liabilities. Here company limited by shares, company limited by guarantee. In the case of company limited by shares, so members' liability is limited to the extent of the shares held by them. Say for example, if the face value 50,000 shares of rupees 10 each. If the face value of share is rupees 10, out of 10, assume that first call rupees 2, second call rupees 4, third call rupees 3, final call rupees 1. Out of 10, first call 2, assume that the shareholders have contributed first call of 2 rupees, second call of 4 rupees, third call of 3 rupees, and he have not contributed only 1 rupee. So that 1 rupee that is what is called as uncalled share capital. So that will be contributed by the shareholders at the time of winding up of the company. So at the time of winding up of the company, in the case of company limited by shares, shareholders will not be called upon to contribute more than 1 rupee of the face value of the shares held by him. So that is what is called as company limited by shares. In the case of company limited by guarantee, as a member's liability is limited to the extent of contribution of assets at the time of winding up of the company. Apart from the how much ever the share capitals that they are owning, apart from the extent of the shares held by them, they may be called upon for contributing towards the assets of the company at the time of winding up of the company. That is what is called as company limited by guarantee. The next one, perpetual succession. See here, as the company in the eyes of the law, company is the legal person, artificial person. See, even the owners of the company dies, even the director of the company dies, the company will not come to an end. The company can be created only by law. The company can even be put on end only by law only. So in such a case, a company which is being created by law, it can be put on end only by the law. So here perpetual succession means men may come, men may go, but the company exists forever. The company will be existing forever. Whoever may come inside or whoever may go outside of the company, so company will be existing forever. So it can come to the end only by the process of law, like how it has been created by the law. So it can be ended only by the law. That is what is called as perpetual succession. So the company will be keep on functioning for an indefinite period. That is what is called as perpetual succession. Common seal. As a human being, we are all natural intelligence. So we have pen to sign, we have hand to sign, right? So we have brain to think. Though the company is an artificial person created by law, company does not have brain to think, pen to sign. On the behalf of the company, that is the directors are considered as the agents of the company. Directors are considered as the agents of the company. On the behalf of the company, director will be affixing the common seal. So common seal is nothing but it is the official signature of the company. Company cannot sign in its own hand. So on the behalf of that, the directors of the companies will be signing on the behalf of the company. The director of the company will be affixing the seal. So that particular seal is called as common seal. So that constitutes the official signature of the company. Transferability of the shares. There are two types of company. One is the public company, the other one is the private company. In the case of public company, shares are freely transferable, whereas in the case of private company, shares are transferable only with certain restrictions. But as per the Companies Act 2013, so in the case of public company you take, shares are freely transferable. There is no hard and fast rule that one particular person should have to be shareholder of that company forever till the end of the company. So till the winding up of the company, that particular person only should have to be the shareholders. There is no such hard and fast rule. Here the company can if the X person is holding the shares means, so the X person can transfer his entire share capital to the Y person also. So that is what is called as transferability of shares. Shares are freely transferable in the case of companies. Separate property. Company can own, sell property in its own name. See here, as the company is existing in the eyes of the law, company can buy the property in its own name and then it can enjoy the property in its own name. It can sell the property in its own name. Okay, that is what is called as separate property. And then capacity to sue. Company is having all the capacity to sue the third parties who have indulged into the fraudulent or malpractices, if any. So outside people or external people are also having rights to sue the company if the company indulges in any malpractices. Say for example, here if the company have wrongly designed the prospectus, if the company have wrongly designed the prospectus, and then if the third parties, that is outsiders, they are none other than the investors of the company, by going through the prospectus, if they wrongly misunderstood the prospectus and then if they come forward to invest in the company, so let's say for example like Vijay Mallya, Kingfisher Airlines, over the period of time, if they got disappointed by the company means, automatically they have all the rights to sue the company, because company might have indulged in fraudulent activities and malpractice activities, for which external people have all the rights and powers to sue the company. So this is what is called as capacity to sue. Company is also having the capacity to sue the outsiders. Outsiders are also having the capacity to sue the companies. So totally there are 7 characteristics of the companies: separate legal entity, limited liability, In the case of limited liabilities, company limited by shares, company limited by guarantee. In the case of perpetual succession, men may come and men may go, but the company exists forever. And then common seal, which is the fourth characteristics. Common seal indicates the official signature of the company. Transferability of shares. In the case of public company, shares are freely transferable, whereas in the case of private company, shares are transferable with certain restrictions. This makes a difference. And then separate property, which is the sixth characteristics. Company can buy and enjoy and sell the property in its own name. So it should not sell any property in the name of the directors or shareholders or any other member, because company is an artificial person, so which is created by law. And then finally, capacity to sue. Company is also having the capacity to sue the other people. Other people, outside people, are also having capacity to sue the company if the company indulges in any fraudulent activities or malpractice. So these are all about the definition of the company and characteristics of a company. So you may be expecting this problem in 5 marks or 7 marks in the examination. Thank you.